Welcome to St. Thomas. Right? That's where we're at, St. Thomas?
Yes.
Beautiful day in St. Thomas. We're going to Cafe Amici. There's our beautiful ship. The Ruby Princess. Victor's Bar and Restaurant. This is my first time docking in Crown Bay. This is called Crown Bay, where we're landed. There's reptilians. Hold on. There's reptilians here at our ship. Hold on. Hey guys. Hello little reptilians. You hanging out by the ship? Lots of reptilians on the rocks. Reptilians. See how they turn when I call them reptilians? Y'all are reptilians. See, you just did it. There's one, Owie. Oh, we're here in St. Thomas. Over by the post office. How's Harley? Hi, Harley. This is the shopping promenade street. And there's a view up into the hills. If you watched my YouTube videos before, you've probably seen this.
Do you see the house up there? It's an interesting show.
There's houses. Well, we're gonna go do some shopping, see if there's any cool stuff. We'll be back. Bye-bye. There's a police car. Yeah, they got lots of liquor, good prices here. It's a very big liquor store off the main drag in St. Thomas. This is the direction to Cafe Amici.
What does the community look like today? Is there a community?
Yes, of course.
What does it look like today?
It's a very, I don't know, it's a mixed community. There's a small core of people who are very active.
At the Synagogue of St. Thomas.
They come to it. They love the building. They're very attached to this building. Very special connection with the past. Even though they're Ashkenazic for the most part, they still feel that sense of responsibility.
How large is the community? Or like
About 100 students.
And what's the orientation of the synagogue today?
Today is tomorrow. Connecticut.
Is there easy access to kosher?
It isn't. You can buy kosher chickens and occasionally other kosher meats at a couple of different groceries here. One owned by a Jew, who's a member, and another one owned by Palestinians or Muslims who sell more kosher meat than the Jew does. Sorry to say, but you can't get kosher meat. It's very expensive. And then,
how's the relationship with the rabbi?
we have a good relationship, but it's friendly, but there's always a little tension because they operate by different rules than other Jews, meaning they invite all my converts to Shabbos dinner, and it becomes a little, and they solicit them for money and teach like the kids and things like that. So it becomes competition.
How often do you have conferences?
Often, because we do a lot of destination purposes, a lot of destination weddings. And the synagogue makes money to sustain this building and keep it open to the public by doing that and by having high memberships. So for $36 you can be a high member, and I'll send you weekly bulletins electronically, and I'll read all your names on Shabbat for your yard states, the people you're remembering, and you'll be part of our extended family.
When will the building built?
1833, and all the benches were made of, and all the woodwork was mahogany grown here, made in 1833 with no screws and nails. Everything's from 1833 except this that was from the previous building. Oh, thank you.
First time membership.
Okay, well, you got to fill out a form, otherwise you won't know how to, right there, that form.
My address is on.
Okay, all right.
And the Chabad house, there was a Chabad center back here, but it seemed like they moved last September.
I heard that there was an Israeli-only store above which the Chabad Welcome Center is located, and he's selling the store, so I think they're going to have to...
Oh, okay. Yeah, ironically, I live in Destin, Florida, and the owners of that store also have stores in my town. So.
We have a little Florida history, too.
Yeah.
Well, there was a little immigration here from Morocco. And there was a Jewish advisor to the king of Morocco whose name was Elijah Levi Yuli, and he uncovered a plot by the king's son, whose name was Yazid, to overthrow his father. He arrested Yazid. The king didn't do anything to discipline his son, and when the son succeeded his father, he made a death decree against Levi Yuli, and Levi Yuli fled to Gibraltar. And in fleeing, he freed his Jewish slave, whose name was Elias Sarkoui. Elias Sarkoui moved here to St. Thomas and is recorded in the census of 1792 as opening up a warehouse on Market Square. And then Levi Yuli's son became very religious in an obnoxious kind of way. He cast off the title Yuli. His name was David Levy. He moved to London, and he got in big trouble because he would go into church, a different church every Sunday morning and stand up and say, "This is pure paganism." They would throw him out. And then when he became persona non grata, he moved here to St. Thomas following his father's servant, Sarkoui. And his son took back the title Levy, became very wealthy in the mahogany business, lumber business, moved to Cuba, which was still Spanish, which was amazing, became even wealthier, and then moved to Florida and bought 100,000 acres of Florida. I don't know if it was Spanish, English, or American at that time. I have to do a little history with it. I don't know when he moved there. But Levy County in Yulee, Florida, are named after him, and his son became the first senator in the state of Florida and the first Jewish senator in the U.S. Senate. You know who the second Jewish senator was? He served in the U.S. Senate? You'll recognize that name. What? Dick Jack? No. Judah P. Benjamin.
Oh, Secretary of State of
Secretary.
Look at that. What was that little thing? There was a little critter. Alright, well, get it on the internet. All that stuff's on there. You can always find special ones. You get it from Israel. We're here at St. Thomas, and just getting ready to go to Cafe Amici.
Yes.
And we're here. Who did they say that was? The Grand Princess?
Amichi, right?
Yes.
Are you sure you're from?
The Grand Princess is here today.
Are you sure you're from Clovis?
And Norwegian Jewel.
No, from the birth. This is U.S.
Does she want to go on a cruise with Roger?
She said I would go on a cruise even alone. I said, why don't you go with Roger?
No, you have to be there to back me up.
She would go alone?
There's the synagogue behind those trees there. The Synagogue of St. Thomas.
Yeah, I said before she came into it.
Yeah, because... Count!
1 and 2, 3 and 1. Let's get that
Don't it remind you of your mother? That girl was wearing a high heel now.
Yummy.
Yum, yum, yum.
This is our pizza at Cafe Amici. Cafe Amici in St. Thomas. And the local Blackbeard Ale. Alrighty, we're driving back to the Ruby Princess. Just spent some time shopping in downtown here in St. Thomas. Hey Shannon, I'm sorry about your papa, Shanny. I heard today. I'm sorry. We're going to Crown Point to where our ship is. There's the Ruby Princess. The beautiful Ruby Princess.
Certainly no fruitful. Certainly no fruitful. Hey, Rico.
I'll be back in a few minutes. Back to the Ruby Princess. Look at that beautiful ship, everybody. It's just as beautiful on the outside as it is the inside. One of the few ships that look nice. I think they all look nice. Yeah, look at that view. Look at the lizard. Reptilians. Look. Look. Hold on. Hello, reptilian. Hello. Don't be scared. Come to me. Rena. He's coming. He's coming for you. Bye-bye, Crown Point and St. Thomas. It's like we're getting a delivery of new plants. Heading out into the channel here as we get underway from St. Thomas. Yeah.
Thank you.